Hey guys, if you're just coming to the stream now, we are going to be doing a paranormal reaction live stream where we're going to be watching just a bunch of creepy videos and reacting to it. I've got myself here, Bade's Own, Bade's One, whatever you guys want to call me. I've got myself, and I've got Adam here. And it's not really late. Maybe for some people it's 10:22 p.m. at night.
It's pretty cold though.
It is kind of cold. We've got the aircon on. You see that thing in the background there, up there? Yeah, that thing. My aircon. But yeah, we're going to be doing a paranormal reaction live stream, and we decided that we would just do this and fucking see if we can get some viewers up in here and just have a good time and watch some creepy fucking shit, man. So that's what we're gonna do, you know. Hopefully everyone enjoys and we all have a good time with this. And yeah, so I'm gonna start looking up the videos now. And yeah, I do hope that you all enjoy creepy paranormal live stream. Now, we're going to look up some videos. Alright, let's do this. Creepy paranormal caught on tape. Alright, sweet. So we'll look up this shit. 10 creepiest poltergeist caught on tape. We'll look at that first.
It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room.
We're gonna fucking do this, guys.
There should be nobody in there. John says he hears the screaming coming from that room, and I hear it too.
Alright guys, let's do this. This video was submitted by the hotel security manager who was standing watch on September 14th, 2003 at the Wingate Hotel in Illinois. His voice can be heard in the background of a recording. According to him, people staying at the hotel began calling in noise complaints to the front desk with reports of loud screaming coming from the second floor, particularly room 209. It might be, man. Might be real or fake. Anyway, the phone footage was recorded by hotel security. September 14th, 2003.
What room is that?
It has not been edited.
It should be 209. John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now.
I've seen this video. It's very good.
What's going on, John?
Very odd. It's kind of creepy, man. It is.
There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Wait 1 second, John. Amy, are you there? Yeah, John says he hears the screaming coming from that room.
I can hear it, man. It's like...
And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room. Correct?
It's pretty...
John, just wait. We're going to get a hold of the police. So, I would wait for the police, John.
Yeah.
Amy, John's going to enter the room real quick just to check, make sure,
I'm gonna check out
see
whatever
what's going on.
quick live stream.
Wait one. John?
John.
John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the
furniture turned upside down.
He says the carpet's been ripped up and the
Carpet's been ripped
shower
up.
is on, but nobody's in there.
Yeah, man, I reckon.
Man, that's scary.
And did you see the misty shadow fucking ghost thing walking out? There's like a ghost shadow thing up there. See, it'll show you the replay now. I'm pretty sure. He goes to walk in, right? And look, watch. Bam, it walks out.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's bad.
You can see it, Rose, clear as fucking day. Oh, YouTuber Mellabird 1 posted the footage of the camera placed on his kitchen while he was away. What was recorded that day was incredibly disturbing.
It is disturbing.
It's incredibly disturbing. Now you watch this shit. So, it's pretty violent. I'll give it that, man. It's pretty fucking violent.
I reckon this one's bad.
Might be. You never know.
Strings, I reckon.
It's hard to do strings for all of that, though. You'd have to have multiple people in heaps of directions. Wouldn't you? Holy shit, dude. That's full on, man. Nah, like those plates and everything. Like all of it, man. Nah, that is too much. You can't tell me that's fake. Dude. That is insane, man. I think I've seen this one, the Carlisle Hotel. Like, it's pretty fucking full on. That last one was pretty fucking full on, man. Like, that, must be a spirit man or an orb or something. Pretty fucking insane, man. Like, once we hit that 1,000 mark, that's like gonna be the fucking moment where, you know, our channel's hit a milestone, a major milestone. about this one. Like this one, yeah, it kind of seems real. I feel like when they do the music thing, it kind of throws it off a little bit. I want to get like a real fucking... They all start falling off.
He's all, fuck this shit up, yeah.
Yeah, he ran, bro. He was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. He ran. He wasn't gonna fucking stand for it, bro. Even though the quality was bad on that one, it seemed like there was fucking something on the road, like. Yeah. Center manager Drive. Seppel revealed that he decided to look at the CCTV footage when he came in on Sunday and noticed one of the chairs was askew. I believe it would be, man. I believe it would be fucking pretty damn freaky, really. Business owner Steve Bizzotto said it was the latest in a long line of paranormal activities that he felt inside of it. Yeah, a bit odd, isn't it? A bit odd, man. Really fucking odd. This footage shows a young woman sitting eating in a buffet. She then gets up to get another plate. Really? To get another plate? I thought she went to walk away like she was done eating. Wait. What does it say here? After she leaves, strange things begin to happen at the table. She didn't get up to get another plate. I know she walked out. She left the fucking plate there, man. That was it. She was done with breakfast and she went. I've got this playing on two monitors right now, guys. I've got it playing on my laptop right in front of me and I've got it playing on my TV. And the chairs move a bit, the menus move a bit. And napkins fly. And the plate moves off. It's as if the fucking ghost is upset that she left the table. Maybe he liked having her company there. And he wanted her to fucking stay around. could have seen that one. This next one that's coming up. Alright. So I want to find some good ones. Ones that aren't ones that you see a lot of the time. Because a lot of the time, the people make these top 10s and they fucking oversaturate the YouTube fucking network, which is all the same shit. This video was recorded by a man who claimed capturing a spirit in his house only 6 weeks before he caught these following events on tape. He returned home from work to find one of his dogs seemingly disturbed hiding under the bed. Oh shit. Man, this shit's gonna fucking creepy, I tell you.
Phoebe!
He apparently captures the fucking spirit.
Phoebe!
His dog's
Where are you?
hiding under the bed, scared about it.
Phoebe! Phoebe! Hey, what's the matter, girl? Come here. What's the matter? Are you okay?
She's fucking terrified, dude.
Come on. Phoebe, come on. Hey,
Where the fuck is it?
what's the matter? Hey, come here.
He apparently captures it on tape, right? Where the fuck is it?
Come on. Okay. What's the matter, girl?
Or is he just capturing the fucking...
Come on.
The dog is fucking
matter?
terrified, dude.
What's the matter?
Looks fucking scared.
You okay? What do you hear?
This guy's moving back. Like,
What is it?
man, like, going back
What is
under
it,
the
girl?
bed again, man.
Come here. Phoebe, come here. You okay, girl? What's the matter? What's the matter, honey? Do you hear something? Phoebe?
Creepy, man.
Honey? Are you okay?
Oh, shit. Oh, dang. And the dogs are fucking standing there, head down. Oh, and the cat too! Dude, they're all fucking frightened.
What is that?
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. No, no. Oh shit. Out of it. He's going up. There's gotta be something up there. Holy shit. What's it gonna be? What the fuck? What is it? What's it gonna be? Oh shit! Where is it? It's gone
Definitely
quiet.
something up here. What?
It's gone fucking quiet, bro. There's something up there, he said. There's something up there, dude. There's something up there, bro. Oh shit, where is it? Oh shit. Where? Where the fuck is it? Come on, where the fuck are ya, you piece of fucking shit? Yeah, it's not there. It's not there, man. What the fuck? Oh, but shit has moved. Or maybe he sees it downstairs. Another bang. Dude, you serious? Nah. And you're having the camera down? So there's gonna be a fucking jump scare. Is it? Looks like it's behind the fucking thing. Dude, I don't know, man. Where is it? Or something moves about there, just something. Yeah. Yeah, motherfucker. I thought it was gonna be like a thing, like an actual person, man, like a fucking creepy thing. Hey Kratos, hey Jordan. We're watching paranormal shit. We wanted to do a creepy paranormal live stream, so we're like, you know, why not fucking do it? Fucking shit, man. Yeah, now there's all this shit going on now. Bro. Dude. Captured on CCTV, this innocent employee of a party shop seemingly encountered something out of this world. It's out of this world, Adam. So it means it's alien, it's extraterrestrial, or something like that. After Mr. Johnson, the floor begins to slide away on its own. He looks around and sees something falls to the shelves in the background. The employee takes off running. It's fucking weird, man. Yeah, shit starts sliding. That's weird. What's that gonna be fucking there, man? Yeah, and something like flash there, like that. He was like trying to get his attention, eh? He was trying to do something. Yeah, we saw that. During the early hours of 1st November 2012, security staff monitoring CCTV at an office in Castlefield House in Liverpool Road, Manchester, witnessed a harrowing chain of events. This is the actual footage seen by the security guards as they flipped the camera. Alright. And by the way, guys, while I'm doing this live stream, I do want to say thanks to all the new subscribers out there for subscribing to the channel. We're almost near a new milestone again. You know, because I was talking about it earlier, but like, we're almost at 1,000 videos. Almost. Like, 9 videos away. And I know I'm reacting to pretty good shit right now, but it seriously means a lot, guys, because we're almost at 1,000 videos, but we're almost near 500 subscribers. You know, so it's a pretty big milestone for me. 500. I know I wanted to reach 500. For a long time, I've been wanting to reach 500. You know, like a couple of years ago, I was only 200 subscribers. And, you know, over time, it's slowly grown. And we reached this point, man, 484. So I'm pretty thankful for where I've, you know, got this channel to. Even though it's small, you know, I'm pretty happy with the small community I've yeah, man. Oh really? All the laptops go off. That's hilarious, man. You'd really hate to have the night shift there. If you ever had the night shift there, you really would hate to be the one guy that has to fucking run that place at night, man. Oh, look at that shit. That is fucked. There you go. Paperwork for you to clean up in the morning. Oh shit. Jeez, man. That's insane. I bet it's playing on two monitors, man. And it's like, which one to look at, which one to look at. This is fucking weird. Doors keep fucking jiggling, but constantly you can hear that sound. Yeah, the whole time. Two fucking doorknobs, man. And the doors from the inside open. See, I know how you could fake that one. You could have two people on the inside fucking jiggling the fuck out of the doorknobs at the same time and just like looping it over and over and just going jiggle, 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 jiggle. Like that would be pretty fucking easy. Anyone. Yeah, I reckon, man. Subscribe. Yeah, he's telling you to subscribe to the Bades Zone channel. You know. Fucking can if you want. Demonic paranormal encounters, go on tape. 10 creepy ghost sightings. You know what? We will do 10 creepy ghost sightings. Mission Impossible. There we go, Mission Impossible. I need some fucking ads, you know.
Chills. Number 10, Ghost Jail. A YouTuber named Junked Up Kitten and his friends are exploring an old county jail. They take a video camera with them so that they can make a parody of the Ghost Hunters television series. Little did the small group know that on this night they would accidentally capture actual evidence of real ghosts. Junked Up Kitten wanders around the property with the camera close to his face while narrating. He passes by an ordinary looking jail cell window and doesn't think much of it at the time. When he goes back to review the footage later, he makes a startling discovery in the window. It looks like his parody show has turned out to be the real thing. From the other side of the glass, the colorless reflection of a man's face stares at him. You can clearly see the outline of the ghost's brow, nose, and empty eyes. His head is cocked to the right, almost as if he is sizing up a newcomer. His mouth appears to be a thin, expressionless line. If anything, the ghost has incredible timing. Right when Junked Up Kitten says that he is looking for evidence of ghosts, one just happens to show up in the window. It's almost as if the ghost was trying to make its presence known. Perhaps it was even trying to get a hold of someone who could free it from its miserable cell. Number 9, restaurant
why would he be
spooks.
walking that close
Most
to the
people think
fucking
of
door?
houses, hospitals, or jails when they think about ghost
Thing is, if I went
sightings,
to a
but some
place
of the
like
most
that, right,
unsuspecting of places can turn
I'd
out to
be
be the
looking
most
in the
haunted.
fucking
This footage was
windows
taken in a
and
popular
walking
food
at a
joint during
distance
broad
from the
daylight.
windows.
A shadowy
You know,
ghost
like,
suddenly
I wouldn't be
materializes
right
in a
next
Subway
door or
restaurant. It starts out
and
in the
not
shape of a
looking
human and
because
almost appears to be getting a table.
think if
When
we're
it gets
going to
back
get
to its
creepy,
seat, the black shadow
it's
suddenly
so-called
changes into a
haunted
floating
place.
black blob of an
You
orb.
could, like,
At this point, an
go into
employee or
see
maybe a
what the
customer
fuck
appears to see the ghost
is
in the
around
doorway. Whoever they are, they look stunned for a second and then quickly back away. The shadow orb pays no attention to the human as it floats up to the window
Yeah,
and
the
lingers
shadow
there.
thing.
It's almost as if it's taking a look at the outside world. The ghost starts to rise even higher and shrinks until it fully disappears back to wherever it came from. Number 8, the Ghost
weird, man.
Stadium. Ghosts don't have to wait until nighttime before they can begin to haunt. As this Brazilian soccer footage shows, the crowd is
yeah.
happily cheering on their favorite team when suddenly a shadow ghost
That
starts
running
sprinting
thing.
through all of them. Look closely and you'll notice how nobody tries to move out of the way. Even though a person is clearly running full speed at them, not a single person tries to pull their legs in or even bothers to look up. They are so concentrated on the game that they do not see, feel, or hear the ghost as it runs directly through the half-filled stadium in a straight line. Number 7, Fridge Ghost.
Yeah, weird,
A
eh?
YouTuber named No Ghost Hunter grows tired of living in a haunted home and decides to videotape the disturbances for evidence. It's a little past midnight when he hears scratching noises, which soon progresses into running footsteps and loud bangs. These noises appear to be coming from all different areas of the home at once. The next day, his HD TV literally begins
yeah,
rocking
yeah,
violently from side to side all by itself. The rocking motion picks up speed until the corners of the TV are almost hitting the entertainment center, and it looks like the base is going to break. Then the TV starts rocking back and forth the other way. There is nobody behind the television, and there's no way they could have been using strings to do this. The day after, No Ghost Hunter finds a short video on his phone that he is 100% sure he did not make. The video is shot from the ground level of his kitchen. When you look at the reflection in the oven, you can see that nobody is holding the phone. The phone is literally floating in midair. Additional footage shows the TV shaking by itself again. This time, No Ghost Hunter is able to film behind the television to show that this is not a prank at all. He waves his hand above the television to show that there's no wires, and he even films underneath the base to show that there is no rod coming out from the entertainment center or anything like that. The lights cut out multiple times while he films. A few days later, he captures his refrigerator door slamming open and closed again and again. The brazen poltergeist leaves the door open to make sure its presence is fully known. Number 6, Watch from Above. A group of British friends are playing catch in a courtyard when one of them sees something strange and points it out to the others. The camera follows his gaze and stops on a pale face looking at them from high above. The sickly person looks at them for a second longer before silently slipping out of view. The group is now creeped out and wants to know who has been spying on them this whole time. They tell the property
That's
manager about the face they saw in the
really
window,
weird.
but she says that it's impossible. The
That's
room they are talking
creepy.
about has been locked and unoccupied for quite some time. The manager goes up with them to unlock the door and show them around. They try and find the person, but the place is completely empty. There's no way anyone could have been up there, yet the camera obviously says differently. The mysterious peeper has never been identified. Number 5, Old Pete's Ghost.
Kinda looks
There's a
like it's out of
famous
a
pub
film
in
or
Sydney,
something.
Australia, called the Carlisle Castle Hotel. For years, this local
yeah.
watering hole has been haunted by the ghost of
I saw
Old
this
Pete,
one in the
a
others.
bitter ex-employee who left the earth quite some time ago, but not his job. His ghostly antics have been caught on camera no less than 3 times. The first time Pete was caught on tape, he was helping a customer. The unsuspecting man opens the door to the cooler when Pete decides to grab 2 bottles of red wine for himself. His ghost grip must have not been too tight though, because both bottles go crashing to the floor. Looking at the footage, there's no way that the shelf gave out or anything like that. The bottles were thrown to the ground with deliberate force with no one nearby. Another incident occurred when the bar was full of witnesses. Everyone is happily enjoying themselves when a hanging red wine glass suddenly dislodges itself and smashes into the counter. Glass shards fly everywhere and the entire bar takes notice. Although this could have simply been a freak accident, what are the chances that, of all the red wine glasses, the one that's directly underneath the server happens to be the one to fall and break? The timing is almost too perfect to be a coincidence. Old Pete strikes again. The third and final tape reveals a glimpse of Old Pete himself. The bar is empty this time when the angry ghost suddenly materializes in front of the security camera. If you look closely, you can make out Old Pete's head at the bottom of the screen. He appears to be waving.
Where?
Many other bartenders and
Oh,
customers
that
all
is
claim to have seen
fucking
Old Pete for
creepy,
themselves
dude.
in one way or another. It isn't uncommon for tapes to turn on by themselves, and the bartenders have seen what they can only describe as strange things while counting down their registers after close. To make this all even stranger, all of the bottles that go crashing to the floor are always high-end red
Weird,
wines.
man.
This just so happened to be old Pete's favorite drink, at least when he was still with the living. Number 4, the church disturbance. Steve and Jake are wandering around the woods one summer night with a single goal in mind. They want to explore an abandoned local chapel that's rumored to be haunted. As they approach, they see that someone has written prayers and warnings all over the outside wall. The two friends instantly get a bad feeling about this adventure, but they swallow their fear and decide to press on. The rickety main door is locked, so they sneak around back. Already, they don't want to be here much longer. They had explored an old clock tower earlier in the day and were greatly disappointed by a lack of paranormal activity. But they could tell this church is way different. The place looked and felt quite haunted. They go up some wooden steps and enter through the back door. They shine their flashlights deep into the church's main assembly. There's rows and rows of wooden pews ahead of them. They pass by a podium and notice a piano. Then they head deeper inside. Now they find themselves inside of a small maintenance closet. They close the door behind them because they don't want anyone sneaking up on them. It feels like anyone could be watching them right now. They see a ladder to the left. Steve is about to climb it until Jake jokes that a body is going to fall down on him if he does, so he decides not to. That's when the piano starts to play from outside.
Oh yeah, no, supposedly.
Oh my God, turn the light. Listen. Shit, it's fucking piano. Is that piano? Should we go out there?
Adam.
Is that door open?
Shit.
Is that door open?
Fuck.
It's a soft and haunting piano melody that fills the church. Steve and Jake shut off their flashlights and keep recording. They debate whether or not they should go outside or stay here, where it's semi-safe. They realize that they can't spend the entire night trapped in the broom closet of a haunted church, so they turn their flashlights back on to see who is playing. Sitting at the piano at the far end of the room is a black hunched-over phantom. They scream and shut the door. Jake cries for a bit, then they run away through the back exit. The music stops as soon as they leave the church. They were hoping that the music stopped because it was over, but in reality, it was because the ghost had gotten up from the piano to...
I'll pause it. Oh, well, you don't have to do video, but you can do audio if you want. Like,
I mean, if I do video, then everyone knows who I am, so...
Well, I'd need to somehow get your webcam in it. I don't know, I'd have to figure it out.
Oh, good. I won't go on camera, I'll just,
do audio. I got Jordan on the phone, guys. He wants to have a call while I'm doing the stream.
Wait, I was watching the live stream, right? And I was watching the video, and I had my lights off as well, and I was freaking out or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like, oi, what was it? Peep it. When he was, I think...
Waving, yeah.
Yeah, oi. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, that freaked me out, man.
Nah. I was like, nah, because I'm thinking, if that's actually real, like, just imagine, like how long have you been there? Like, how long have you been doing that daily?
Fuck knows, man.
Waving and shit, and...
He could have been doing that for ages, like... It's pretty creepy, bro.
Like, could you imagine he only appeared if someone else worked there and he didn't like it, so he finally appeared or something? I don't know.
Yeah. I think Adam's been like in and out of sleep a bit, but Adam, have you seen this next bit, bro, of that they're in a haunted church, an abandoned haunted church?
I know, fucked up.
An old fucking...
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine like a demonic, like, church woman just like appearing in front of you?
Yeah, man. Here, watch this, Adam. I'll play it for you. It's the bit where they see the thing playing the piano in the church.
Fuck that.
Church. They were hoping that the music stopped because it was over, but in reality, it was because the ghost had gotten up from the piano to chase them. They were hoping they scream and closet of a piano melody that fills the...
Listen. Shit, it's fucking piano. Is that piano? Should we go out there?
Yeah.
Is that door open? Is that door open?
It's a soft and haunting piano melody that fills the
Before you go to
church.
sleep.
Steve and Jake shut off their flashlights and keep recording. They debate whether or not they should go outside or stay here, where it's semi-safe. They realize that they can't spend the entire night trapped in the broom closet of a haunted church, so they turn their flashlights back on to see who is playing. Sitting at the piano at the far end of the room is a black hunched-over phantom.
You can
They
leave me
scream and
alone
shut the
with this
door.
live
Jake cries for a
stream?
bit, then they run away.
Bro, I'm gonna fucking die.
We're gonna fall asleep anyway.
I'm gonna fucking die, man. At least if I have your sleeping presence in here, I have some sort of a fucking, I don't know, a security.
I have to sleep on my own in the dark.
Alright. I'll let Adam sleep. I won't hold you here, captive, tired. Yeah, we're gonna sleep, bro. You could probably, I don't know, like, what are you doing tomorrow night? You know what you're doing? You could probably, like, stay here again if you want to watch movies or something, have a movie night,
Yeah, man.
if you're not too tired.
Heck yeah.
Alright, brother. Say goodnight to him, guys. He's saying
Goodnight.
goodnight. Good night. He's half dead, man. Alright.
Drunk something?
No, he's not drunk, but he's half dead. I think he's just tired in general, man.
Oh yeah, no. Wait, yeah, that YouTuber Chills is like, his voice is like
Creepy.
imitating. That's why like
Yeah.
he makes some videos.
Yeah, he's got this dead sounding voice where he'll be like, "Hi, my name is Chills," and you know, like it's like really fucking weird.
And this is a video of how a ghost got stuck in the car.
My name is Chills, and it's just so fucking weird. It's great. That fucking
Way through the back exit. The music stops as soon as they leave
like
the
a
church.
hun-
They
it's
were
like a
hoping that the music
hunchback
stopped
fucking
because it was
thing.
over, but in reality, it was because the ghost had gotten up from the piano to chase
It
them.
was
They
right
run a
there
good
at the
distance before
fucking
pausing to
piano,
look
dude.
back into the dark scenery. It seemed like they've gotten away, but then the ghost finds them and they run away
ran
screaming.
past
The
it.
camera cuts off as they fall back deeper into the woods. At least one of them survived and uploaded this video onto YouTube, where it's remained for the past 10 years. Number 3, the teleporter. Two girls are alone in their house when one of them sees something in the doorway. Pause the video and you can see it's clearly the upper half of a young girl who is dressed in
Fuck that,
old-fashioned
man.
clothes from another time
It's
period.
still there,
She
and
is
she's
floating in
running
midair
towards it.
as she
You can see it,
curiously
and then
peeks
fucking
in on the two
automatically
children
she's
to
just
see what they are
fucking scared.
doing.
She's like-
One of the girls still doesn't see the
Waiting.
ghost. She shouts at something that's
Yeah,
on
can you see
television
it?
and accidentally startles the ghost away. The girl with the camera follows the
That
ghost
is
as it
fucked up,
retreats.
but
The
watch
ghost
it.
instantly
He was
teleports
running,
and now
it's still
stares at
there,
them
and
from the
bang,
top of
look,
the
up the
steps.
top of the
The
fucking
scared girls
steps.
run out of the house screaming. They stop only for a second to turn around from the street. They can see the ghost girl walking across the left window on the top floor. It vanishes and then suddenly
they say
appears
it's
on the
like
bottom floor in
teleporting
less than
from
a
the top
second. They scream
stairs
even
to the
louder and
bottom.
take off again. Number 2, stay out of the attic. Back in 2008, a
really
man
weird.
started
It's
to
like
notice some
teleporting.
strange activities around his house. He would often come home from work to find his dogs cowering under the bed, too afraid to
Yeah.
come out. One of his dogs would only come out from under the bed for a brief 10 seconds at most before going straight back into
Yeah.
hiding. Something was intimidating these large dogs badly. The owner starts to hear banging noises coming from all over his
This
house.
one with the dog.
He
so
begins to look
I
around.
remember it
He
was on
eventually
the-
traces the noise to his attic and goes upstairs with a camera for a closer look. Everything is completely trashed. Boxes are overturned and clothing is scattered everywhere. Something has violently flung all of his personal possessions all around.
this one
As soon as he
before.
goes back downstairs, he hears another huge
bucket
bang and runs
thing
right back
tips
up the
over.
steps. He puts the camera down and searches the empty attic for clues. A nearby metal bucket falls over and he runs out of the room before he gets hurt. Another object hits the ground on its own and the camera moves to the right on its own too. The homeowner was too scared to look at the footage. He waited a week before going back upstairs to get his camera. By now he is understandably quite paranoid. He begins recording everything he does in his home. And it isn't long before he has more paranormal evidence. One day his radio turns to static and a
shit.
spirit orb rushes out the window. Later someone violently jiggles the doorknob to the door that leads to the attic. The door opens and
fuck
shuts by itself. The radio goes back to normal soon after. Things look to be going back to normal for a second, but then a paper towel roll suddenly flies up from the table to the couch, and the radio starts making more sounds again. The video recording starts to get fuzzy too, as if a ghost is causing electrical disturbances by passing by. Both of his dogs begin to look in the same spot as if they are following something. Whatever it was, man was never able to physically catch it on film. He was only able to record its strange and oftentimes violent behaviors. Before we get to number 1, if you've ever been curious as to what I look like in real life, then follow me on Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT with underscores instead of spaces. Feel free to send me a video every Thursday.
Behind the camera showing something to the dog and it'll start looking at it. And you can basically like edit yourself flipping the paper towel.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like, that one seems a bit fake, but, I mean,
Yeah. I don't know, really. It could be anything.
Number 1, Ghoul School. This footage comes from
Ghoul
somewhere in the
School.
Middle
This is- I think
East.
this is
A
the
group
one
of
where,
teenagers
like,
are curiously exploring an old
the guy
school.
that
They go
walks
up a
through
flight
them.
of steps and pause when they hear a dog whining on the other side of the door. The teens grow a little more nervous
like
as
a
they
headless
continue to
fucking
poke
thing.
around. They are laughing. The ghost
See,
is
like
missing
that.
his head, but there's somehow no blood. A loud chanting begins as soon as the ghost walks
course there's
towards
no fucking
them,
blood,
but
it's
this
a
may be
ghost.
prayers from a nearby mosque. Amazingly, the group all appears to have missed the ghost, which explains why they calmly
That's
continue to keep
weird,
exploring.
bro.
They wouldn't see the apparition
Like
until much
walking and
later,
shit.
but when they did, they would never forget what was heading straight towards them in that room.
Yeah, pausing it. It's like, it's just,
Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new scary video every Thursday.
oh. Oh. Dude. 13 scariest things caught on dash cams. Alright. Let's do this.
Hey everyone, Sam Ovens here. Come in.
Oh, Sam Ovens, you fucking bastard.
Dash cams are mainly used to protect drivers
Hey,
in
everyone.
court, but every once in a while,
Hey, yeah, what was that, bro?
well, I was gonna say, freaking, with that fridge, you know that fridge warm was opening and shutting?
Yeah.
Imagine if it fucking started making a sandwich.
they record things that seem to border on the realm of the
Yeah.
impossible. Many of the people on this
Oh,
list have
shit.
stories so outrageous that they would never be believed without some form of video
That's
evidence.
crazy, bro.
Number
That one was a
13.
fucking
Two
woman
friends
walking
are
on the
having a
road like
discussion in a car late
Oh.
one night when something unusual and alarming makes them
Yeah,
give
bro,
pause.
that's fucked up.
I can't see like electricity lights.
Oh, yeah, and there's a fucking
Okay,
woman.
that's a bit
No,
scary.
dude, what the fuck?
That's a bit scary. That's very
There's
scary.
something sitting on the road.
That's
Yeah, they fucking reversed
Sitting
it, like,
motionless
yeah,
in the
nah,
middle
fuck
of the road is what appears to be a pale, almost translucent child, silently
Yeah, nah,
regarding them
fuck
with a
that,
blank,
dude.
featureless face.
Nah.
The two friends ask no questions and immediately get away from the scene
Nope,
before anything
nope,
else can
nope.
happen. They weren't sure what to make of this child at the time, but they later suspect that it was in
Oh, fuck
fact an
yeah.
unfriendly spirit waiting for them.
Fuck
If
yeah,
this
man.
is not a paranormal encounter,
I wouldn't
then
fucking
I think
handle
this
that,
child
man.
was perhaps being
I would
used as a
fucking be like,
distraction
nope.
for a highway ambush. So it's a good thing they
Nope.
got out of there instead of leaving their car to
Dude, that's
investigate.
fucked
Let me know what
up.
you would have done in this situation.
Yeah, I would have done what
Number
they did.
12. This police cam footage was taken during a
would've-
massive wildfire
Yeah.
in Sonoma
Wouldn't have gone
County,
anywhere near it.
California in 2017. Officers are
I'd have
doing
been
what
like,
they
nah,
can
it's
to
too
evacuate
weird,
the
too
public
weird sitting
and
on the road like
restore
that.
order. But as this brief dash cam video shows, they were up against total chaos at the time.
Oh, fucking fire. That is too much.
Listen closely and you'll even hear the dispatcher say that they can't tell which direction the fire is spreading and seems to be genuinely overwhelmed. I have to salute this officer and all of the other brave public officials who willingly charged into a massive blaze to try and help everyone. Number 11. It's a peaceful
Yeah,
bus
that's
ride in the Russian
quite
countryside
fucking
until the
lonely,
large vehicle finds itself surrounded by a countless number of these winged
Holy
pests.
shit, man. Insane. It kind of looks like either really bad CGI
Everyone
or just
inside
like
is
so much
terrified
looks like
as a
insane.
swarm of gigantic locusts slam into the bus
Locusts,
with enough
apparently.
force to rock its heavy-duty suspension system. The sky darkens and the driver and passengers are all helpless as the bus
That's
careens through
weird.
millions upon millions of these oversized bugs, threatening to veer off course if things get much worse. Eventually, they can see the sun and sky again as they come through the other side of the living insect cloud. Everyone is ultimately unharmed, but understandably very alarmed at what they had just witnessed. If the bus
Yeah.
had broken down, for
Oh.
example, then they would have been stranded until the never-ending swarm of locusts had passed. Not to mention what would have happened if windows had broken. Number 10.
Oh,
A police
true, that
officer
would've
in
been
Lincoln,
fucked up.
Kentucky is
What if they
patrolling
broke
the
the
streets
fucking
when he
windows,
chances
man?
upon something quite strange standing in the middle of the road. A tiny figure runs towards his headlights as soon as he gets out of the car to investigate.
That's weird.
Deputy Jeremy Gatney of the
like a little
Lincoln
baby.
County Sheriff's Office was on a routine patrol when his headlights shone across something running towards him.
The officer is surprised to find a small child standing in the middle of the road without any adults nearby. He instinctively
That's
picks the
weird.
toddler up, and just moments later, a Mack truck plows by very close to where the child was first spotted. It's a good thing the police officer saw the child first, because I doubt the driver of the
horrible. That
tall
would've been
truck
horrible if
would
it
have
fucking
noticed
got
until
run
it was
over.
too late. Apparently, the child had wandered out the front door of his home when no one was looking and took off down the busy
Luckily, the
road.
police got
The
him.
family was extremely relieved to have their child back, and fortunately, they were not charged with neglect. Number 9. This YouTuber is fairly sure that he's captured a ghost on his dash cam when he's traveling down a suburban road and sees reflective lights on the right. Watch the parked car on the right to see what I mean.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
I personally think it looks like someone could be stepping into his line of movement here. It happens quickly, so I'll play it again in slow motion. Let me know if you see it.
I don't know. I can't see fuck all.
But when he pulls up to where the lights were, he and his friends are surprised to find nothing's there.
Where did it go?
Yeah, but
They
I
walked
can't
in front
fucking
of the
see
car,
fuck
right?
all. That's weird.
Yeah, it was like a wheelchair or something.
Both of them swear they saw the lights and thought someone was crossing the street. I guess his headlights could have been reflecting off of the parked car, but then again, the angle doesn't exactly seem to match up. Let me know if you see it and what you think it could have been. Number 8.
I don't see
A
it.
gigantic streak of lightning in Paducah, Kentucky was so
Odd.
large that it was caught by 2 different police dash cams. The first police car was far away, and its
Oh,
dash cam
lightning.
footage shows just how long this massive lightning bolt was. And the second police car was much, much closer.
Holy shit.
You could go back through it. Well, 2 reasons. One, it would be
Holy shit.
The lightning
Yeah,
bolt directly
man.
hit a nearby residence. Fortunately, everyone inside was alright, but this particular officer will never
Yeah,
forget
fucking
how close he
camera
came
moved.
to
He
being
got
charred
freaked out.
alive. Number 7.
Oh,
a Russian
man, that
driver
would've
is
been
having a
much.
casual conversation behind the wheel when suddenly his thoughts are interrupted by a bizarre and unexpected change of events.
Oh, the whole fucking truck tipped over. Yeah. Oh,
A large cement truck just a few cars ahead of them literally plunges below the asphalt as a gigantic sinkhole
Oh, it
forms
fell
underneath
in
its
the
back
sinkhole.
tires. The cement truck driver soon comes out and surveys what just happened, but there's little for him to do. If anything, he and everyone else should be hurrying to get away from the sinkhole
Yeah.
instead of casually observing it. I don't know what happened next, but hopefully the
Yeah.
sinkhole did not grow any larger and everyone made it out okay. Number 6.
Sinkholes
This
can be pretty
electrifying
bad.
event
Like,
occurred
there's
in May of
sometimes they just,
2017
they're, like,
on the northeastern
really
side of
catastrophic.
Shenyang City.
Yeah, jeez, well, that's insane.
A white-hot light showers the street with sparks, but it's not from a blown transformer or down power lines. A bolt of lightning has cracked the
Yeah.
asphalt with the type of raw power that only nature can generate. It's a good
Holy
thing that this
shit.
street was lined with trees instead of power lines, or else this dashcam video would have almost certainly looked a whole lot worse. Number 5. This dashcam
Man.
footage was taken on a busy road somewhere in
was
India.
insane.
Nothing looks out of the ordinary until a tiny object performs a bizarre aerial maneuver while hovering above the road. The saucer-shaped object appears to somehow stop and change directions mid-flight. Somehow, none of the oncoming motorists in the other lane seem to notice, which I think is odd, but maybe it all happened too fast for them to see. If not, then I think this dashcam video might be a fake, but I'm curious to hear your opinion. Number 4. A YouTuber named Alyssa Cross is driving down a local road somewhere in the south when she comes across a person who she has never seen before acting quite strangely by the side of the road.
Nope. No, 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 no. No way. It's like zombie shit, bro.
You can hear nervousness in Alyssa's voice as she and her friend agree that it looks like this person could have some sort of strange virus. Zombie or not, one can only wonder how many other viral outbreaks began in this exact same casual style of conversation. It appears that if that's not the case, then this person is under the influence of something strong. Alyssa quietly drives past and leaves the stranger behind. Number 3. This mysterious dashcam footage was taken somewhere in Europe years ago and has been stumping YouTubers across the world ever since. When this car takes a left,
I don't know,
you can
dude.
clearly see that all
I
of the
don't
other
think it's
cars in the
fucking,
opposite
like,
lane are at a full
someone
stop.
dying
In
or
other
whatever. I
words,
think
there's
it's just, like,
absolutely
someone-
no incoming traffic.
I don't know, man. That's a bad fucking thing, though.
Then all of a sudden this happens.
Pretty fucking...
The car is suddenly cut off by a
Damn,
second
dude.
car that appears seemingly out of nowhere. Keep in mind that 2 other cars were making a right at the same
that's
time,
right. I remember
and at
that.
no
That's
point does there
fucking
appear to
weird,
be
that
any
one.
space for this ghost car to squeeze through.
Ghost
I've watched
car,
this
bro.
video
What the
over a
shit?
dozen times and still have no explanation, so help me out if you have any idea how this happened. Number 2. Ronald Wiley was
Whoa.
driving down a long stretch of road in West Virginia when suddenly no less than 7 trees simultaneously fall nearly on him. In his blue pickup truck, he's
Wait, what was
stunned
that?
for a moment and then quickly throws the vehicle in reverse because there are live power lines near that look like they could give way at any moment if Ronald had been
fucking
going
trees,
just a
though,
little
man.
bit faster, or if the trees were growing literally just a few inches to the left. Then he no doubt would have been caught in the middle of this and been a goner for sure. Instead of this outcome, he somehow makes it with only minor damage to a windshield wiper. Before we get to number 1, my
Number
name
one's
is
gotta be
Chills
pretty
and I hope
fucking
you're enjoying
terrifying.
my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life,
Dang.
then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT, and I'm currently doing... And tap the like button. If you don't, DM me saying why. When you're done, come right back to this video to find out the number 1 entry. Also, follow me on Twitter. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you.
Yeah,
This
he's
way
telling
you'll
you
be
to
notified
hit
of
the
the new
subscribe button,
videos
but
I
also hit
upload
the
every
bell as
Thursday and
well.
Sunday. Number 1. It's late at night in the Russian Urals when suddenly the atmosphere itself becomes unrecognizable.
That's really weird. That would be freaky. Imagine that happening in the middle of the night.
A brilliant flash
Yeah.
of reddish yellow light intensifies for a full 15 seconds before dissolving back into darkness
Wow.
as if nothing had happened. Scientists have been able to give no explanation for this occurrence, though this looks like it could possibly be a blast in my opinion. Give me your best guess or let me know if you agree. Either way, this dazzling and silent light show is one of the craziest things I've seen on dashcam by far.
Apparently.
Surveillance systems are supposed to keep you secure, but all too often this feeling of extra safety is simply just an illusion. Bad things can always happen in an instant, and during these types of situations, all a surveillance system can do is document the scary events as they unfold.
True.
When I see you at like like when I see videos like UFOs and shit, that's like the biggest like bullshit things I've seen, to be honest. Like,
yeah. Well, can be, man. You know, it's something that happens. That fucking hell, like that sort of shit. It's pretty creepy, you know. Like there's a lot of fucking creepy shit I've seen on YouTube, man. I find that some of the more creepiest shit I've ever seen is on YouTube, bro. Like, oh, there's a video I watched of this like witch, Saudi Arabia witch in the desert, in the border. Oh man, that was fucked up. Have you seen that?
no, but have you seen all this like voodoo witch doctor stuff?
Oh, I saw a video, dude, where there was a woman in the middle of nowhere in this different country, and she's like walking weird and running weird, and it's like creepy. The dudes in the car filming it screaming their heads off because they're terrified. Like, it's fucking terrifying shit. The first time I watched it, I couldn't fucking sleep, bro. Couldn't. I still don't like looking back at it now. It's too fucking much. It's just too fucking much, bro.
My name is Chills, and this is my YouTube channel.
And this is my subscribe button, and my fucking Instagram, and my Twitter.
And everything else.
Holy shit. Yeah, but, I'd have to say the scariest video I've seen, one of them, would have to be this, like, this thing in the tunnel. And it's like...
Have you seen the one with the mysterious dolls and shit in possession?
Yeah, I've seen ones like that, eh? Like, they're fucking weird, eh? I don't know, I'm thinking of doing I might do some universe mode, a gaming live stream. I might have to set that up. But yeah. Paranormal shit has been fun while it's lasted, guys. But I'm afraid if I do any more, I'm not going to be able to take. It'll just kill me. Like, and then, yeah. Then Babe's 1, Babe's Zone won't be around. Well, anyway, I might end this paranormal stream, but I'll start up my wrestling gaming one in a second, or soon. But what were you gonna say, Jordan?
Yeah, I was gonna say, with Dylan coming down, Perth to watch the, what is it, WWE thing, isn't it?
UFC scene.
UFC thing, yeah. How long is he gonna be there? Is he gonna stay at that same hotel he was last time when he came down, or?
Well, he's gonna be at the Crown for, I think, a night or a few nights. But, he's gonna be in Perth for a bit. I think he's gonna stay at the Crown, and he's gonna stay at a few other places. I think he was even saying that he wanted to stay with his dad for a bit. I'm not too sure.
No, fair enough. I'll probably come up next week on Saturday, maybe Friday.
Yeah. Well, that'll be cool, man. I'll have to talk to Mum and see how she's doing, and I'll say that you wanted to stay for a bit. And well, you could stay for a bit, right? And then you could maybe get the bus up with Dill when he goes back to Perth. If you come next week, I don't know, like when. Wait, because when would you want to be coming next Saturday? I wonder what that date would be.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna look it up. Calendar. next Saturday would be the 17th, so that would be after he's been up there. The 17th is the day of an event, though, that I'm doing, you know.
Yeah, I might, instead of taking that long route, what I always do, I might take the route where it just goes, like, from Perth to Albany.
True, yeah.
Because then it's easier, but then I'll have to get it extremely early. Like, it's, like, really, really, really early.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And that means that basically it'd be like I'll have to set off like 11 o'clock in the night, and then I'll get there by like fucking like I don't know, like 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
True. Well, that'd be cool. I'll talk to next Saturday, is it? Did you say?
Yeah.
So not this Saturday, but next. So that'd be the Saturday the 10th. Oh, yeah. So that would be... The thing is, Dylan's going on the 9th to Perth.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he'd be going up to Perth on the 9th, and you'd be coming down on the 10th. So Dylan...
He'll go down, I'll go up.
Yeah, well, I guess he wouldn't really... He'd either not be seeing you, or maybe he'd see you for a little bit when he gets back.
Yeah, because how long can I stay? Like, about a week and a half?
Yeah, I can probably talk to Mum and see how lenient.
Nice.
Yeah, well, that'd be cool. You know, I'd love to have you fucking for like 2 weeks or whatever or longer, but I know what Mum is like. She's always very... I only had Bree here for 5 days recently, and my mum was just like, fucking blah blah blah, and then went on like an idiot. So it was like, But oh well. So I'm pretty sure she'll be fine with like a week and a half or something. Be pretty cool. We're at the new place too. You'd be able to see the new place.
Yeah.
I think you'll like the new place. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna end the paranormal live stream so you're not fucking just like not like watching anything. I'll start up I'll play a game in a second. Alright, good old TK18. Alright, see you later, guys. Peace out. Bye. Hit the like and the subscribe too. I've got to say that at the end. Alright? Because you have to. You have to do it. Go ahead, man. I'm a like whore and a subscribe whore, so just do it, man.